Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Sunday, September 27, 2020. This is my newest segment of Markets A Look Ahead. And I think we have to talk, as usual. So let's back up here to Friday. Actually, all of last week was extremely volatile. No surprise to any of you that follow this blog. This month has been volatile. I explained this to you last month. We should expect this, and I believe that will continue here. But we need to focus on a few things here. Okay, so let's just talk about Friday. Friday, stock market was all over the place. However, put on a nice rally. Dow finished up like 350 something points. Okay, I believe that this has the potential to continue early in the week, meaning Monday, Tuesday. Now we're going to have to see what happens on Wednesday. Why is Wednesday a big day? Well, that is the day status post the Trump-Biden debate. Now, I believe that we all understand how markets work. When the market has uncertainty injected into it, well, things can get pretty wild. Now, depending on what is said during that debate by both potential presidents here, well, we have one president, by the president and the hopeful president, that could drive the markets, and the market might not like it. The market might like it. I'm not really sure. So I want you to be cautious for Wednesday. Now, we'll talk more about this during the week. But in my view, number one, volatility will continue. Number two, the potential for stocks to rise tomorrow, Monday, and into Tuesday, I think is strong. Nothing is written in stone here, but I believe the rally on Friday will continue. Now, look, we could start out in the negative tomorrow. There's no doubt about it. But expect it. Expect this market to make wild swings. That's what it's been doing. That's, in my view, what it will continue to do. Now, let's look at a few other assets here. As I am doing this blog here, cryptocurrencies are under pressure. Gold is under pressure. Silver is under pressure. Crude oil is under a little pressure as well here. The bigger picture is the 10-year yield, 0.65. I don't like it. I don't like the 10-year yield there. You know that. And the dollar is a little stronger. But again, keep your eyes on these things tomorrow and into the next day. Let's see what happens with that 10-year yield. With regard to cryptocurrencies, gold and silver, I think they are massively oversold right now. So I would not be surprised to see a little bit of a rebound here. But again, a lot of this is predicated on whether this market wants to take on more risk or less risk. Let's talk a little bit about that too while I'm on that topic here. So we are what? A month and change out from the election. That's going to weigh into this market. There is just no doubt about that. And the closer we get to it, the more wild this market may get. Now, for those of you who are risk averse, there is nothing wrong with sitting in cash for a while. Believe me, I've thought about it myself, but I'm not that risk averse. You know what I'm saying? I trade the market. I trade the market in front of me. Although I have lightened up pretty significantly on holding a lot of positions. I'm only in 2 positions right now. I own ticker SPY, which is the exchange traded fund that tracks the S&P 500, and Walmart. I own derivatives in these. If you're one of my lions or a subscriber to my newsletter, there is a link in the description of this video. Well, you know exactly what these positions are. I may certainly add to these positions. I might actually add other positions. I'm not sure. I won't know until tomorrow. And I'll tell you something else here. As most of you know, I'm a swing trader, so when I enter a position, okay, I don't typically say, hey, I'm only going to hold this for an hour or two. But none of that's written in stone either. If I enter a position and this thing puts on 5, 6, 7, 8, 10% in a day or in an hour, I'm out. I will pull that profit. So, will I be looking for opportunities like that? I absolutely will. With regard to precious metals, people, this is the gift that keeps on giving here. When you see this kind of action here, gold and silver have gotten beat up, especially silver as of late. I mean, look, we know what's going to happen. The central banks are not going to stop. They're going to expand their debt issuance way bigger than it is right now. So, longer term, in my view, there's no better way to bet against the debt, become your own central bank than holding precious metals and holding cryptocurrencies too. I kind of think of these things as really one and the same. And you can see with regard to cryptocurrencies how they react to the market. They almost act like a barometer of risk. So keep that in mind too moving forward. When you see cryptocurrencies getting hit along with gold and silver, more than likely that means that cash is going to go somewhere, and it doesn't go to money heaven. It's going to make its way into the equity market or the stock market. You understand? So there's so many little things that we can look at and gauge what's going to happen with this market here. Yeah, I love looking at the 10-year yield. You all know that. It's the number one thing that I look at when I'm trying to gauge where this market's going. So when I see the 10-year yield rising, I realize cash is coming out of the debt market and it's going to go somewhere. All right, again, not going to go to money heaven. More than likely, it's going to go into the equity market. Now, these things don't move in lockstep. Okay, they can be a little askew like this. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think there's a better way to gauge this market seriously than looking at the 10-year yield. And then, of course, looking at the dollar. The dollar is a unit of debt as well, okay? So when you see, for example, the 10-year yield dropping, what does that mean? If the 10-year yield is dropping, cash is going into the debt market. It's coming from somewhere. You see the dollar getting stronger, that's stock market negative. You understand? Conversely, you see the 10-year yield rising, that means cash is coming out of the debt market. And if you see the dollar getting weaker, well, that's stock market positive. You understand? It's also, when you see the dollar especially, okay, when it comes to gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies, when you see the dollar weakening, well, that's obviously positive for gold, for silver, and for cryptocurrencies. You understand? It's not that hard to gauge where assets are going to go. You have to look in other places. For example, people always ask me about the stock market. And I always tell them, look at the bond market, because the bond market is really, it's the biggest part of the markets overall. I mean, by huge margin. So when you see the debt market moving via the 10-year yield, you can gauge where other assets are going to go. In this case, specifically, when you see the 10-year yield moving around, you're going to have a pretty good idea as to where the stock market's going to go. You understand? So anyway, in summary here real quick, expect volatility moving forward. Just expect it. That's what the market is going to do. Wild intraday swings. Down 200-300 points. In the same day, up 200 or 300 points. That's how it's going to go. Now, understanding that will occur should put your mind at ease, because I get a lot of people writing to me, they're fearful. When people see these swings in the market, they get afraid. And I understand that, especially if you're new at this here and you're like, oh my goodness, I got X money in XYZ and I'm watching it swing all over the place. It can rack your nerves a little bit, but don't let that happen to you. Expect these things to occur. With regard to precious metals, again, I get bombarded with comments. Greg, are you worried about precious metals? Look what's happening to silver lately. No, am I worried about it? Absolutely not, because I know the bigger picture is to inflate and inflate and inflate. If they're going to inflate, we want to be in these kinds of assets here longer run. Look, we're not trading these things. We're not trading physical gold. We're not trading physical silvers. You may be trading cryptocurrencies. Personally, I don't trade cryptocurrencies at all. I do not trade cryptocurrencies. I buy them and I hold them. Okay, so what am I, a hodler? Whatever that word is. I never really liked that word. So I like to buy cryptos and hold them. With regard to physical gold and physical silver, same thing. I very rarely trade the derivative of gold and silver, GLD, SLV. I hate them. And I know they are rigged. It's part of this whole mechanism to keep the price of gold and silver suppressed, and bank after bank after bank gets caught red-handed rigging it. It's unbelievable. But nothing happens. They pay a fine. Of course, there are no arrests. It's just the way it is here, people. Look. But again, understanding there's going to be volatility in this market, expect it. Me personally, and I could be wrong on this, I'm just throwing it out here, gauging for what happened in the market last week. I think the rally has the potential to continue Monday, Tuesday. It may continue longer, depending on what happens during the debate. The debate is going to weigh on this market. In my view, there is no doubt about it. Whatever this guy says, whatever that guy says, the market's going to try to digest that a little bit and then price it in. That's what the market does. The market always is forward looking. It's going to price in whatever one of these creatures, because they're both creatures, say. So anyway, look, when we get there, we'll talk about it, and it's going to be interesting as always. All right, people, look, I think this video has been interesting. I think it's been informative. If you agree, I would love to hear from you. Please place a comment. I hope sincerely that you will share this video. Get it out there. Let people listen to this, because I'm not going to let you down ever. I got your back. I got your back absolutely and completely. And like I just said, I will never let you down. I will give you the best information that I possibly can. I've done this for years. I will continue to do that. I'm committed to this, because we're not going to lose. We will not let this system fleece us, period. Unfortunately, most people are going to get destroyed in the end here. Those that are not becoming their own central bank, those that are not betting against this debt, those that are stuck in mainstream media propaganda, political propaganda, misinformation, falsehoods that you cannot believe. Expect that to get worse too. Okay? So anyway, look, I could keep going on and on, as you can see, but this guy here loves you a lot. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and I'm looking forward to it.